Welcome to Daily Dulcinea. Today is Wednesday, June 18th, 2008. All day, that's right, Josh. Today we're going to be speaking to some of our writers about New York City, Paul McCartney, as well as foreigners being killed in China. So we're going to start with Rachel. Rachel, can you tell us a little bit about what I understand is going to be green spaces created in New York City?
Yeah, they're actually not going to be created. They were always there. But what's going to happen is that the streets that were previously used for cars are going to be turned into park spaces, essentially. So 6.9 miles of Manhattan, which is a big deal, will be shut down to cars and made available to pedestrians and bikers, and also to fitness and yoga and dance classes along the way.
You love yoga.
I love yoga. That's why I'm just so peaceful all the time.
That's not true.
But yeah, that will be happening, and that's pretty exciting. It's sort of taken off an idea that they've a festival that they've been doing in Colombia for about 20 years now called Ciclovia, which is where they also shut down streets and people can bike, walk, play, and an awesome video of that is on streetfilms.org. You guys should all check it out. People having fun, the kind of fun they're going to have in New York. So fun all around.
Fun.
Exactly.
And so are the
go ahead, Liz.
Are the classes going to be in the street?
Yeah, they're just, they're basically turning streets into parks. That's the idea. Making more green space in a not so green city.
Right. And how do the businesses in New York City, especially, like cab drivers and people that need their deliveries, how do they feel about this?
They're not so psyched.
No.
Actually, Mayor Bloomberg in his press conference said, I knew someone would find some problem with this. But for them, it's a problem because, people who own parking garages, huge industry on Saturday mornings, businesses that get deliveries from trucks just can't get them. So I think it may be a bit of a blow to commerce, but I think that, Mayor Bloomberg has said this is an experiment. El Paso did a similar experiment last year, and obviously it's popular with the pedestrians and the bikers, but, what the backlash will be remains to be seen.
Well, thank you. So we'll have to look forward to that in August.
Yes. Starting at 7 a.m., Kate. You
Starting
and
at
me
7
on the streets.
Yeah. Sounds good. And Liz, today is Paul McCartney's 66th birthday.
Yeah, so we chose Paul McCartney as our birthday today. The birthday is basically a biography that we do every day of an interesting person that may be famous or not so famous, just someone that we think we want people to know about, and we kind of gather the best links from around the web to describe them. So it's actually interesting because, Paul McCartney is so famous, people probably think they know a lot about him, but actually, we found these interesting links that really show some unique little anecdotes about his life, so it's pretty cool.
And what was something that you learned about McCartney that you wouldn't otherwise have known if you didn't do this research?
Well, I knew that he was knighted in 1997, but he actually, I guess he said in his acceptance speech or something that last time he was in Buckingham Palace, he was in the bathroom smoking weed.
With the Queen?
No, not with the Queen.
Oh, thank God.
Maybe it was.
So, and then also that his childhood home is actually like a national site in England, so people can go there as sort of like a tourist attraction, so it's pretty cool.
Wow. Well, I hope he's faring better this birthday than a couple of years ago when he was going through that nasty divorce with
Actually, one of the
Heather
links
Mills.
in our biography is a story we did in the news section about that settlement, which he actually had to fork over like tens of millions of dollars to her. So,
But he probably wasn't that upset because
he has so
pot.
much more.
I was going to be a pot.
Yeah.
No, really.
Possibly, yeah.
So from one major historical event to the next, Josh, what happened June 18th, 1900?
Well, I don't think there was any marijuana involved as far as I could tell.
Okay.
But it was pretty interesting because in what was at the time a fantastic diplomatic gesture, the Empress of China decided to tell everybody, all foreigners in the country, to leave or they will be killed. So that obviously wasn't a nice thing to do in theory. But I mean, the foreigners weren't being very good guests. I mean, they were keeping the Chinese down by exerting their control over them. They were using missionary work to convert a lot of Chinese to Christianity, and they were keeping the economy in some trouble. So the Boxer Rebellion, which was started by a group which actually has the name Fists in it, which is where the boxing comes from,
Right.
they decided to launch some revolts against the foreigners. And the Queen, not the Queen, The queen was the one smoking pot. The empress was she was on the fence at this point. She was kind of wishy-washy on who she was supporting. But in 1900, she decided to tell them all the foreigners to leave or they'd be killed. So all the ministers kind of gathered together in one refuge, and they stood there. Well, they stayed there for a while and kind of resisted attack for a little bit. About 100 people were killed in the end, which was probably not what they wanted. But
Small loss, though.
I guess you could
in
say
the grand
that.
scheme
in
of
the grand
people in
scheme
China,
of things.
there's so many, you know.
But what happened in the end was international forces came in and saved the day. So that was the story about the Boxer Rebellion and 1900 China. Interestingly, though,
Okay.
today there are similar kind of uprisings or upheavals, if you will, against foreigners in South Africa, which, I mean, stuff like this happens across the world all the time, but I don't picture President Mbeki ordering everybody to leave or get out. That's just not his way.
It's a good historical parallel.
Thank you, Kate.
Gosh, you're welcome. Well, that's everything that we have for today. Thank you for joining us with our daily Dulcinea, and we look forward to seeing you tomorrow. For more information on these stories as well as others, please join us please visit our site at findingdulcinea.com. Thank you.